Liverpool lost 3-0 against Nottingham Forest, and it's becoming a bit of a regular occurrence for Liverpool because they've lost six of the last seven Premier League games, six wins, six defeats in the Premier League. And look, there's been plenty of embarrassing moments for Liverpool this season so far. But considering the context around the game, Nottingham Forest came to Anfield 19th in the Premier League with the third manager of the season. Do you think that was the most embarrassing one of the season so far?
Yeah, it feels like the nadir, doesn't it? The low point of the season. But I mean, maybe it's the low point so far. We'll have to see if there are further lower points to come. But yeah, definitely. I think given all the context around it, arguably the worst moment of the season so far. Because I mean, as much as I think Nottingham Forest have improved under Sean Dyche. There's no doubt in that. But it's still 19th in the league coming to Anfield, and Anfield has been, as much as Liverpool have had some struggles this season, they've generally been better there. And we're into late November now, the point at which you would like to think some of the signings would have settled down, some of the patterns of play would have settled down, the manager's had enough time to work with the players. Um, and yeah, what we saw in the end was not just a defeat to 19th in the league, one where maybe they got lucky from a set piece and Liverpool missed a load of chances or anything like that. They got deservedly beaten by like I say a side who were relegation threatened. So to get ripped apart in the way they did at times as well. As much as Sean Dyche, I respect him so much as a manager, but not really what you associate his teams with. So, yeah, to play that poorly and to get deservedly beat by a team that low down in the league, I think it's yeah the worst result so far, the worst performance so far, and a real moment for Liverpool to they've really got to turn the corner now because it can't get any worse than this, or I think serious questions are going to start to be asked.
Well, I could talk to you about Liverpool's deficiencies all day because the opening goal that Nottingham Forest scored was from predictably a set piece, a corner. And that was the ninth goal in the Premier League that Liverpool conceded from set pieces when you exclude penalties. And it's become such a regular occurrence for Liverpool to concede the opening goal from a dead ball situation. And Aaron Briggs is Liverpool's set piece coach currently, but I don't know whether this is a coaching issue because if you look at the players on the pitch, I think I counted seven players over 6 foot tall outfield players. So I don't know if this is maybe they just lack the intensity, maybe it's a coaching thing where they're not standing in the right place. But why are Liverpool continuously so bad from set pieces?
I do think in open play there's a little bit of a physicality issue, and that's not necessarily the height of the players, but also kind of their ability to cover ground and win second balls and win duels. I do think that's an issue with this side, and I think of kind of Cody Gakpo as possibly the best example of someone who is a waste of their height, if I'm being completely honest. So that is a little bit of an issue, but I do think with the set pieces being consistently this bad at them. That you do have to think that there is a coaching issue there. Now, Liverpool could probably point at that the one that they concede against Forest and say we're pretty unlucky with where the ball lands. It just kind of drops to Murillo so nicely. Um, but Szoboszlai is his marker at the start of the whole thing, and he never gets on the right side of him. Now that just shouldn't be allowed to happen, and you can blame the player for that, and absolutely he deserves his share of the blame. He once Murillo gets in front of him, he can never get back around him. But the coaches have got to be drilling that into him. It's absolutely vital that if you are man marking there, and you are the ones on the edge of the box who do the man marking, your man can't score and you can't allow that to happen. And as you say, drilling in the intensity and the routines and making sure that Liverpool are just better in those aspects because, you can get unlucky from time to time with set pieces. But when it happens this many times, and is it 9 set piece goals conceded this season, then, that's a fundamental flaw that Liverpool possess. And, they took the decision to go down a different route in terms of the appointment of Aaron Briggs as the set piece coach rather than going to an external candidate. And you'd have to say that decision at the moment is proven to be a failure. And, that sounds incredibly harsh, but I think the manager himself is constantly bringing it up to us as journalists off his own back as something that's an issue. So, clearly he's not happy at all either with what's going on. And, Liverpool not just appointing Aaron Briggs on a permanent basis to that role, but they also brought in a set piece analyst over the summer. And again, we're not seeing the benefits of that because a team that is this tall should not be conceding set pieces with the regularity that Liverpool are, and they aren't scoring them at all. Now, you don't necessarily have to be Arsenal in this regard. They are excellent, the kind of standard bearers in terms of set pieces. Actually, more the standard bearers for attacking set pieces because they do concede defensive ones. That is actually an underrated aspect of this. But you don't have to be them in terms of attacking set pieces or even as good as some of the best defensive sides. Just be okay. Just be, just hit that set piece balance that the manager talks about so frequently, which is to concede as many set pieces as you are scoring. And then that gives you a chance then to decide all games and decide your season in open play. And Liverpool aren't even hitting that low bar at the moment. So I think the manager's right to be annoyed. I think Aaron Briggs is under massive pressure, to be honest, because his sole job is there are failures there at the moment and they're being massively exposed and they're having a really, really profound effect on results and confidence. So it has to be fixed. And yeah, it's been a real weakness this season.